Dr. Phil. 1 year ago,
Can you walk?
I have to have help.
Survivor winner Todd Herzog went to rehab
Todd, come on out.
and returned a sober man. Today,
Tell me why you think I'm here.
I've got a major drinking problem. I can't stop.
the shocking relapse.
You're hallucinating. You ought to be dead. I am not giving up on you, kid. You got 5 minutes.
I've got 5 minutes back close.
You got 4.5 now.
The life or death intervention.
I'm not gonna let you die, Todd.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
In 5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
Go, Dr. Phil.
All right. It was exactly 1 year ago today that Todd Herzog, winner of Survivor China, staggered onto this stage and into the hearts of America. 1 year ago today. He was on death's door and his family had come to me in a desperate bid to save his life. Well, he's back, but it is not good news. You know, we do follow-ups here, good or bad, and it is bad. So bad that I had to leave the studio yesterday after taping shows and fly to his hometown to extract him because he truly was on death's door. I didn't know what I would find when I got there, and trust me, I don't think his condition could get much worse than it was a year ago when he had to be carried onto this stage. You'll remember that show. Here's what happened exactly a year ago today.
It is very ironic that Todd won the show Survivor. I wish that he knew how to survive in life.
I'm not scared.
He said, "Dad, I'm gonna die." And I just said, "Todd, I will not let you die."
He will urinate all over himself in the bed.
I've seen Todd drool, and I've seen him so intoxicated that he can't walk.
I can help you walk if you want to try and walk.
I am shaky, if you can see. I vomit a lot.
Do you have concerns about your health?
I feel like I'm dying. I don't want to hurt my family. That's where I'm willing to go.
Todd, Dr. Phil.
Hi, I'm Todd. Nice to meet you.
How you feeling, man? Can you walk?
Barely. I have to have help.
Here we go. How drunk do you think you are right now?
Had an entire bottle of vodka.
I want you to blow into it really hard. Keep going. 0.263. What's going to happen to you if you keep drinking like you're drinking?
I'm gonna die.
I want to take you to that treatment center. You are capable of doing this.
How long do I have to go?
At least 90 days. And
Oh,
probably a lot longer
dog.
than
Seriously? I got a lot of stuff going on in my life.
that. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You have one thing to do, and that's to stay alive.
One thing on November 22nd. The Hunger Games comes out.
The movie.
Yeah.
And I give why?
No.
Your life is more important right now.
You leave here today, you go there, we get you right, and then you come back out here and tell us how you're doing. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay?
Fair enough.
Well, as you saw, Todd was a complete drunken mess, but he also happened to be very charismatic, and our audience absolutely loved him. I mean, he's a great guy. He has a great personality. And I must say, he was one of the kindest and most pleasant alcoholics we've ever encountered. And thankfully, he agreed to go to rehab and try to get better. We had so many people asking about Todd's progress that we invited him back to our stage for our 2000 show. He returned triumphant. Take a look. Todd, come on out. What do you say, man?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Have a seat. Did you get that you were on death's door?
It wasn't until about 30 days into treatment that I realized exactly how bad I was.
And you had no recollection of being on the Dr. Phil show?
I remember about this much.
Yeah, what do you remember?
Being a little sassy with you.
Yeah.
This part.
Yeah. In rehab, you were really angry. You tried booking a flight, right?
I
Didn't
did,
want to
yeah.
be there.
Then the emails started coming in from people who saw the promo for the show, and it kind of turned my thought process around. And it wasn't until like day 30 in treatment that I actually woke up and said, you are being given a gift here.
Yeah.
Accept this and take it and embrace it.
Now, he has relapsed several times since then, but it was a desperate call from his mother just last week that alerted us to his current condition. She feared that he was back in the grips of addiction and days from organ shutdown and death. Here they bring us up to date with what's been going on.
If you keep drinking like you are, you're not going to survive, Todd. You realize that, right?
What am I supposed to do?
When he got back from rehab, Todd drank here and there, but it just kept reoccurring.
The moment that Todd had completed filming the 2000 show, it seemed like all barriers were off. Todd is back to drinking approximately 2 liters of vodka a day.
Why do you feel like you need to take a shot? Just because it's fine?
I'm gonna get real sick, Mom, if I don't.
You-
just give me it.
No.
The last couple of weeks, the hallucinations have been the scariest part. He started saying, Mom, there's a little girl in the closet. And he kept pointing. And then he said, Mom, it's your mom when she was little. She's 5. Look at, can you see her?
In one hallucination, he saw paparazzi, and he ran out into the field to try and get away from them. On another occasion, he actually lit a small fire on his deck.
One night, Todd had a hallucination that there were ninjas in his closet.
If Todd doesn't get this under control, he could die.
He'd rather die than go through a rehab again. It makes me so sad because that means he's given up.
Well, after seeing Todd in that condition, I knew there was absolutely no time to waste. So I finished taping the shows and went straight to the airport. Right now, we're at 40,000 feet between LA and Utah. A desperate phone call has come in that Todd Herzog relapsed, that he is in desperate trouble, drinking again so heavily that if he goes even a few hours without alcohol, that he begins to shake, he begins to go into withdrawal. Now, I've got some serious questions for this young man, and I've got some serious questions for his family, because I don't think he went from being on the right track to being back on the absolute brink of death without having some people enable him and make it possible for him to put his life in danger. I told him that once I get involved, I'm your worst nightmare if you intend to keep drinking, because I said I will haunt you till the ends of the earth to make sure you give yourself a chance to live. We're heading into this little community that Todd calls home. First stop is his parents' house. I'm going to pick them up along with Debbie and Brandon, and then we're going to Todd's apartment. We know he's already hitting the bottle today. What we'll find, I don't know. It's good to see you again. Sorry for the occasion.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to be here, but sorry to need to be.
I know. I am too.
Rick, how are you?
Good to see you.
How are you, girl?
Good to see you.
What's up, man?
Sir, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Tell me what's going on.
He's relapsed, but now he has hallucinations, and he calls us, and I have spent nights over there with him because I'm so scared. It feels like his brain is is going, and it's been so hard. We've gone through so much lately.
These hallucinations he's having now,
Yeah.
they're getting very specific.
Yeah.
I mean,
they
he's
are.
seeing little girls in his closet. He's seeing ninjas. As these things get specific, we're talking about cerebral breakdown. It was a year ago tomorrow
Yeah.
that he left the Dr. Phil stage and went into rehab. Now, he completed that 90 days,
Yeah.
but then he didn't complete the rest of that. He came back here. He's had ups and downs since that time. But am I right? Was he in the ER in April of this year and had a 0.5 blood alcohol content level?
He went through a detox of 5 days and then came home and got drunk again.
Debbie, what the hell? 0.5? How is he alive?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I am surprised.
I know.
And this is so alarming. I am so afraid, not just his brain, but his cardiovascular system is going to shut down. I am very, very scared for him.
We're glad that you're here to do an assessment because we don't have the ability to make that assessment.
I understand you're his mother and you want to just curl him up in front of you, but tell me, do you get what's going on here?
Oh, I do. I get it. We've gone to our meetings and we understand, and I have tried to detach, but he will really try. He'll say, I'm trying, Mom. I'm really going to try. And he'll ask us to keep him busy, you know, and we'll do things. And I'll take him places, or I'll say, I'm picking you up to take you to a movie, or and then the next day he crashes again. And it's like this cycle over and over, and I know I can't fix it.
But you say it's a cycle over and over, but you understand that it goes like this, it goes like this, but the day comes when you don't come back up, and that's what Debbie's talking about. You're talking about a systematic organ shutdown here, and when it shuts down his respiratory system, he just stops breathing, and that's it. That boy is going to die. And I gotta know that you understand that, because if you don't understand that, you need to stay here. You can love him, you can cry for him, you can do whatever you gotta do, but I need you 100% saying you're gonna do what you have to do. I'm prepared to load you guys up, him up, everybody up in my plane and go back to LA tonight. If he doesn't get on that plane, I believe that apartment becomes his death house.
I know.
If he doesn't get on that plane tonight, then you need to pick out a casket.
No, the disease is killing him.
I get it.
And I don't.
I get it.
I can't do it, and I'm so lost as a mother because I want to fix it, but I know I can't, and he's.
You're telling me you're 100% in.
I don't have any other choice.
Well, next, when I arrived at Todd's condo, I had no idea what to expect. Would he be too far gone? You won't believe what I found when I got to that door. Today, a shocking and heartbreaking relapse. When survivor winner Todd arrived on this stage a year ago today, he was a raging alcoholic, and he actually blew a .263 at 10 in the morning. Now, Todd agreed he needed our help, and he went to rehab, and he completed 90 days. But now his family says he is completely back to drinking again, completely out of control again. In fact, was in the ER in April with a 0.5 blood alcohol level. The situation was so dire that I got on a plane and showed up at Todd's door.
Who are you? Come in. What do you want?
Well, Todd, what do you think I want?
Can I put a hat on, please?
Todd, what's going on?
Obviously, I have relapsed many times, and I am not okay right now.
Tell me why you think I'm here.
I know why you're here.
Why am I here?
Because I have a problem. A drinking problem. A big time drinking problem. And I know that. And I get that. Thank you for coming. I've got a major drinking problem. And I can't stop.
What do you want to do?
I don't know, to be honest.
Do you get that you're killing yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember when I told you that if you said yes to me when I said, do you want help, that I was your worst nightmare if you intended to keep drinking, because I would haunt you to the ends of the earth if necessary?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in Utah right now.
Yeah.
Because you showed up in the emergency room blowing more than a .5.
Yeah, I know.
You ought to be dead.
I know.
You're hallucinating, but you're not hallucinating me. I'm really here. Pinch, pinch, I'm really here.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm really here.
So what are you telling me, Phil?
I'm telling you that you're gonna die if you don't listen to somebody that knows what they're talking about, and that somebody is me.
Okay, so what are you telling me right now?
I'm telling you that your life as you know it is over. You cannot continue to live in this apartment and do what you're doing, or we're gonna wind up opening that door and finding you dead.
Okay.
That's the deal.
I'm listening to you, and I'm okay with it. So what do you want me to do?
You're going with me right now. We're gonna go to the airport. We're gonna get on my airplane. We're gonna go back to LA. We're gonna meet with your family. We're gonna figure out a plan, and we're gonna hit the reset button and start this over. Because I am not giving up on you, kid.
Okay, I will do it.
Let's pack it up. Let's move it out of here.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
let's go.
Can I pack clothes?
You got 5 minutes.
I've got 5 minutes to pack clothes?
You got 4.5 now.
Will you come here and help?
Yes, yes, I will. Grab a pillowcase. What do you want?
I need your help. I
What do you
want
want?
clothes.
What do you want? Where are they?
They're in here,
Right
in my
here.
closet. Grab them all.
All right, here we go. Pants? You want pants?
It's leftover.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do with that.
You can dump it. Where am I going? That's what you have to tell me. I'm not going back to
Nope.
Texas.
Yeah, you're going wherever I tell you you're going.
No, I'm not going back to Texas. I will not go back.
You don't get to vote.
Dr. Phil, I will not go back to Texas.
You're not going back where you were. I don't know where you're going. I'm gonna figure out what, here. Put it all in here.
Hello, Dr. Phil.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good to see you, man.
You too.
How's everything?
Good.
You all right?
I'm just kind of curious what's going on.
Yeah, we're taking him out of here. That's what's going on. You want this stuff?
Yes.
All right.
Just throw it all in there.
Here we are.
Are you gonna go?
I said yes.
Okay, I didn't know what was going on, bud. I had no idea.
No, I don't want to.
Well, you need the help.
It will go.
What can I help you with?
Take that downstairs. All right, we're out of here. Come on, hang on. I got you. Hang on. I don't want you falling down these stairs.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Hell, you are. Here because I care about you, buddy. You know that, right?
Yeah, I care about them too.
It's all right.
I love you. I'm not gonna let you die, Todd. I can't. I won't. I won't give up. Okay?
Mom,
Do you understand?
I understand.
Thank you.
I'm not mad at you.
That's okay.
You guys can get in here. We're in the airport. I got physicians waiting. We're going to get him the help that he needs and get it straight. And we will keep you abreast every step of the way.
Appreciate that.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. Okay. Let's load him up. Move it out. Let's go. The key in this kind of situation when doing extraction is keep your feet moving. You don't give them chances for chicken out. You don't give them chances to rationalize. So we're going straight back to L.A., straight to help for this kid. Well, next, Todd agreed to come to L.A. with me, but the trip here was an emotional roller coaster ride with a lot of turbulence, and I'm not talking about in the air. We'll be right back.
I don't want to go back.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
That's the only place I don't want to go.
We'll do what needs to happen.
Okay,
I
get
would
it.
not start this off by making demands. Well, Todd made it to L.A. He's backstage right now. Take a look at what happened on our plane ride back here.
There goes my hat.
Well, you're all right. Just keep going. Sit over here on your right. Kind of right in the middle. Very comfortable right there. All right. It's a very short flight. We'll be there in no time.
I hate you guys, but I love you guys. Like, I hate you, but I love you.
I hate the idea of going back to rehab. I'm pissed off.
I get it.
I'm pissed off. That's the way it is.
I'll get mad at the bus.
Get mad at the bottom. I don't give a What next? I'm gonna be gone for another 3 months?
I don't know, but you're gonna be alive.
Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, you're gonna be alive.
Because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to go away. Can you blame me?
No, I don't blame you, but guess what? I don't want you to die, and you haven't figured that out yet.
Completely, 100%. Like, I get that.
Okay, well then just relax.
Dr. Phil, I don't want to go back to Texas. That's the only place I don't want to go. I don't want to go back to Texas.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Are you lying to me right now?
No, we are going to talk about it tomorrow. I promise. We'll do what needs to happen.
Okay.
You need to understand something. You're not doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor.
No, you're doing me a huge
So,
favor. I get
would
it.
not start this off by making demands.
I'm not making demands. I'm just saying, like...
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Sounds good.
You don't make demands, and I won't give you ultimatums.
I will not make demands.
And I won't give you ultimatums.
I will not make demands, I promise. You're freaking Texas. I'll be really pissed because I do not want to go back. You know that. I will say no. I'll just go back home and drink myself to death if that's the case. I'm starting to get shit. Here we go. And guess what that means? It is time to land. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now been approved for landing. Damn well better be the last time, because I'm sick of this crap.
It's up to you. It's up to you, Todd.
All right, we've made it this far. We're back on the ground in L.A. Now I got to get him through the night and then get him focused enough in the morning. Hopefully we can get him sober enough that things make sense tomorrow, because it starts this journey all over. We're hitting the reset button. So far, so good, but it's just the beginning. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, I'm here with Shirley and Chuck. Shirley's his mother, of course. Chuck's his stepfather. You saw his biological father on the tape. Also, Debbie and Brandon, who you well know, that have helped on this all along the way. Since arriving in Los Angeles last night, Todd cried himself to sleep, finally passing out around 2 a.m. This morning, he refused to sign our releases and demanded his passport so he could leave. Now, Debbie, you heard him screaming in the hallway about, what, 5:20 this morning?
Correct. 5:20 that I walked past his door to check on him and check on his parents, and I could hear the anger and the yelling at his mom, and I could hear them trying to calm him down. And so immediately I had to respond to that and say, what is going on in here?
Yeah, so what was he yelling at you about?
Oh, he was, all night long, he wanted to eat. He wanted to get up. And then he started crying and started yelling at us and saying he hated to be here. And it was just like that cycle that happened on the airplane over and over and over.
And this went on all through the night and into this morning. And so this morning he's here, but he's flaky, right?
Oh, absolutely. He's having dramatic mood swings. He goes from crying and remorseful and I'm glad I'm here and I'm glad Dr. Phil, to anger and hatred and resentment, and I'm in control and I'm going to tell Dr. Phil where I'm going to go for treatment and what I'm going to do.
Okay, so tell me what's going on.
Just shaky. Pissed off.
Show me your hands.
Is there any way I can take a shot?
That is your decision. Here's your passport. At 5:30 this morning, I went by to check on him. He wanted to drink, he wanted his passport, and he was demanding it.
I want the shakes to stop. I don't want to get drunk. I just want them to go away. Can I get a Diet Coke? Please? Here, I don't want any more of this. Good. We should stop the shakes. No more.
Todd is one of the worst cases of alcoholism I have ever seen.
One more real fast one, just in case.
There's only one case that I saw that was worse, and he died within a week.
Okay.
We all need to understand he's not thinking clearly at this point, so you can't respond to what he says,
Right.
because it's bogus. It's not real. So okay. All right, well, look, I'm not sure what kind of shape Todd is in right now, so I'm going to take another trip and head backstage to get him, hopefully for the last time. And we'll be right back.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
I'm all right, yeah.
All right. You doing all right? You feeling okay? Put you right there.
I don't need help up this time.
Yeah?
How's that?
Well, better for the moment.
Yeah, for the moment.
How do you feel about being here?
Honestly, I'm kind of pissed off, but in a good way. I'm pissed off because I know I'm not in the right, and I know that I need help, but I don't want to admit it. I came back here for your 2000th episode, and I was 112 days sober. And on 114 days is when I relapsed.
You can't stop, correct?
Correct.
I mean,
can't stop.
you go back home, you're going to drink.
Yes.
And it's gotten to the point that you've actually been hallucinating.
Apparently, it's what I've been told. I mean,
You don't remember it?
No.
Because you've been hallucinating that paparazzi is chasing you along with the police?
That was me running through the field.
Right, and that your aunt and a family friend have been watching you and taking notes.
Yep.
You've seen a miniaturized girl sitting on a shelf in your closet.
Yep.
And your grandmother at a very young age sitting on a shelf in your closet, and she would not go away.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and ninjas in my closet as well.
Right. And you've wound up tearing up your clothes.
Yep, from the ninjas. The ninjas.
Okay, so what do you say to yourself about that? You say some of that you don't remember, but if that's true, what are you saying to yourself about that?
I just convinced myself that it's okay. I convinced myself that I'm fine. I know it's not, but I convinced myself that it is.
And you were in the ER and your blood alcohol level was what?
0.5.
Debbie, 0.5 would be fatal in a high percentage of the cases,
In
correct?
the majority of cases. And to be able to function and to talk and to walk is very unusual. So your tolerance level has escalated at an unprecedented level.
Which I realize. Like, I mean, the fact that it was a 0.58 in Florida several years ago, I shouldn't be alive. And I'm very lucky to be alive. And I went to rehab and, you know, you sent me there and it was good for a minute, but then I fell off the bandwagon again.
Why?
I just thought, I've got this. And so I was able to buy a drink. And once you have a drink, you don't stop if you're an alcoholic. And that's me. And I don't like to admit that.
And you con yourself about that. Brandon, you've been there, you've done it. You con yourself, oh, that was then, this is now, I can handle this now, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna believe that you can go back and drink one drink, but you're not the guy that can do that. You're gonna kill yourself, and we've had this conversation on the stage before with you in the emergency room, like you said, blowing a 0.5 something, and everybody telling you, you are gonna die soon, and when they're saying it, you have like a smile on your face, like it doesn't matter to you.
It's because it doesn't make sense to me. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
What part of that do you not understand?
I guess I look at it like all my friends do it, and they can do it normally. And so originally I feel like I can, but I can't, because they can have one drink, but then I have 9. And it doesn't stop. When I sober up for a few days and then I go buy a bottle, it's like, what are you thinking?
Okay.
Why?
Well, all right, it's time that we talk about how he got back where he was. We're going to do that right after the break. Now, we're here with Todd from Survivor, and, you know, he's one of our favorite guests ever. People love Todd. They love his personality. They love his energy. They just love him. And he's a good guy. He really is.
Thank you.
He made an impression on me, our audience. But he was so inebriated when I met him that he barely even remembered being here. Now, after the show, he completed 90 days of rehab that we set up for him, but he refused to go to aftercare. He made a ton of excuses to his family, but he claimed he was doing well and maintaining his sobriety on his own. Now, we know that just didn't happen. What are the excuses you got? What did he tell you?
He didn't want to stay in Texas, where sober living was offered.
Right.
He was against AA meetings because they are all depressing people, and they bring him in a down mood, and he could do it on his own. Basically, Todd thinks he has a strong will.
What did you say?
Oh, there was...
Be honest.
Yeah, we tried, but we know Todd. We know Todd will not do anything we ask him to unless it's under his terms and his way. And so, you know, there were kids sisters that were saying, I'll go with you to AA. And at one point I said, I'll go with you to AA. We started going to Al-Anon meetings to try to understand what we shouldn't do because
But when he called you from Texas, what did you say?
When he called us from Texas and said he wanted to come home, oh, we were panicking because we were scared. They were saying they really felt strongly about the sober living, but I knew he wouldn't stay if that wasn't committing him.
You're either not hearing my question or you don't want to answer the question. And listen, I asked you at your table at your house last night, do you get this? Do you get what's happening here? And you said, I do, I do, I do. What did you say when he said all of his excuses that he hated Texas? He wanted to come home.
I knew that legally there was nothing I could do, so he came home.
Is this working? Okay.
Hey, I have something to say real quick about this.
We're on a phone call.
Please.
We're on a phone call, and I say to you, I'm in Texas, I don't like it down here, I want to come home.
It didn't work that way. It was a therapist that called us and said he's not staying.
I already told you last night that I'm not going back to Texas.
Todd,
I
he's
told
not
you.
talking about that.
Are you not going to answer the question?
I'm not staying in Texas.
Work.
You are so full of crap.
At any point did you say, okay?
I tried to say, Todd, you need to stay. They're offering this to you. I tried to be that person too. I didn't say it's not okay. I should have said that. It's not okay.
Why not? Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say, Todd, you're gonna die if you don't listen?
Many times.
Yeah.
Both of them
worked
did.
up over time.
And so did both of you.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not staying in Texas.
It didn't work to say it.
Exactly.
You're stupid.
I would have gone
You need to
anywhere
stay.
but
you did that.
the South.
Why? What's wrong with Texas? I'm from Texas. I live in Texas.
Look at you compared to me.
What's the difference? What's the difference between
What is the difference?
Yeah.
When I walk down the street, people look at me and say, there's a homo. People look at you and they say, there's a dude. That's how Texas is. That's how everywhere in Texas I've been. I've been to Houston, San Antonio. I've been to Austin. I've been to Dallas. I've been all over Texas.
And they just look at you and say, there's a gay guy walking down the street.
Todd,
how do they know?
I am going to allow you to deflect me from your mother just long enough to tell you that you are so full of crap. Let me tell you, there are more gay people in Texas than there are in Utah.
No, there are not.
Yes, there are.
No, there are not.
No.
That is a lie.
Well, in a recent Gallup poll, Texas had almost 25% more people identified to be LGBT than Utah.
I'm gonna leave.
Well, we've run out of time, and I have a lot more to say. Will Todd leave and choose the bottle over help? This intervention is critical, and Todd needs to make a decision because I truly believe this is life or death. Also tomorrow, updates on some of our viewers' favorites struggling with issues of their own. You will not believe the shocking updates with Homeless Joe, what's happened with the 3 heroin sisters, and the latest with Michelle Knight. Here's a look at what's up
tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I'm not happy that I'm here. You showed up at my door last night. How was I supposed to feel?
Grateful.
Survivor winner Todd's relapse forced a life or death intervention.
You don't know anybody that's working harder to keep you alive than the guy you're looking at right now.
Do you want to send me to Texas? I don't want to go to Texas.
Why are you not saying thank you? I'll take whatever help you can give me. Why are you fighting all of this?
Because I don't want to go.
Is he heading back to rehab? or back home. Plus, why Michelle Knight had to leave Cleveland and what happened to homeless Joe. The shocking update.
He left the rehab. You say he has been arrested 6 times? How was he stabbed in the face?
That's tomorrow.
You don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.